Welcome. We're here today to show you the rigging of the Flatwater sails. The Flatwater sails include all the sails that feature an air cam, which is the free race, the race, and the foil. We're going to start by unrolling the sail. So take the sail out of the sail bag and unroll the sail. We should always try to rig on a soft surface without any sharp objects. Take your mast. For this sail, we need to use a 430 mast, so I'm taking a 430 Optima MDM. This is the recommended mast for the sail. Take the top out of the base and put the two halves of the mast together. When putting them together, we always do a visual check to make sure the mast is all the way pushed together so that the joint doesn't show a gap. This will ensure maximum durability of your product, as well as ensures that the rigging specs of the sails are correct. If you leave some space here, you may end up with more or less tension and you may end up damaging your mast. Take the mast, we put it in the sail. On these sails, we can open the tack fairing at the front, which is going to help you to thread the mast into the sail. So opening this Velcro first will allow you to have a nice big opening to enter the mast. One thing that's really unique on these air cam sails is that we actually, instead of pushing the mast like on a normal racing sail through the sleeve, we actually follow the front edge of the sail. So we really try to angle the mast back and we push it right along the front edge so that it actually comes out through the boom opening right there. Then we poke it in and do the same thing, following it all the way up. So we really try to make sure we slide it right along the edge, come out the boom opening, just grab it here and again follow the front edge of the sail as we slide it in. Then we take the sail right here and we just push the mast all the way in. We can unroll the sail by flapping it up and down a little bit. And then for the last little bit, grab it a little bit higher and engage the head cap. At this stage, we want to really quickly just check to see if the head cap is engaged. We do that by quickly inserting the finger into the head cap, giving it a little tap, checking it to make sure it's into the top of the mast. Next step, take the extension. The specs are printed on the sail, so for this sail I got to put it on 34. So we'll put it on the longest setting. We unwind the line and we start the downhauling process. On these racing sails we have a relatively unique downhaul pulley system, so we can actually push the rope onto the pulley. We start at the very bottom pulley because this is where we're starting at the extension as well. We're starting at the bottom and we just push it in, it goes all the way around and comes out on the other side. Same on the extension, we start on the bottom pulley. So as we start with the rope far away from the mast, we always enter the pulley on the sail far away from the mast and we push it in towards the mast. Then on the extension we start at the mast and we push it in out away from the mast. So we have the least amount of wrinkles or twists in the downhaul line, minimizing your friction. Sometimes these sails want to rig with a batten up like this. We want to avoid this because it's putting extra strain on the sail and on the air cam system. So make sure that all the battens are rotated in the same direction before applying any tension to the downhaul. So we keep threading the line. And then the second unique thing with the air cam is normally with a traditional racing sail with a wide sleeve, we would now put the boom, put the cams, etc. But on these air cam sails, we can actually apply downhaul to the full load. I always just put a little knot to create a handle to put my hand inside. You can use a spreader bar, rigging tool, anything you want. And we apply full downhaul. Now that the sail is fully downhauled, we are going to put the vent into the bottom of the air cam. So we start by closing the vent. Make sure there's no dirt or sand on your vent before twisting it into the air cam. Then snap the tube onto the air cam and we pump it up. We pump it up between 7 and 9 psi. That's the ideal pressure that I like to use for these racing sails. Same for the free race and the foil. You can play with the pressure a little bit. It changes the performance of the sail slightly. After putting pressure into the air cam, we're going to put the boom on the sail. We simply put the boom, just like any other boom. Don't put too much pressure on the boom, just tight is tight. It doesn't need to be over tightened. You could damage the mast by doing that. And then we get to put the outhole. The length for the boom is printed for each position on the boom opening print. So you actually know the length as you install the boom. Then you go to the back end, you adjust the boom to the length as indicated, and we put some outhaul. Actually on these sails, on the foil sails, there's a slight amount of positive outhaul, I would say about 10 mil from neutral. On a racing sail, you're at about 5 millimeters from neutral, and on the free race sail, probably about 15 millimeters from neutral. So just apply a little bit of outhaul tension on each of them. The free race a little bit more, foil about medium, and the race the minimum. When that's done, we're done rigging. We can close up the front of the tack fairing, protecting your board nicely. We roll up the line that we use for the downhaul. We can stuff it into a little pocket in the tack fairing, and then we make sure that our lid is on the air cam. If you like, you can put a tiny little bit of tack strap pressure. I don't recommend putting too much because it also affects the mid-leach, so really only put the minimal amount of pressure to just put a tiny little bit of tension on the foot right here. That's all you need. Once that's done, you're ready to take it on the water. So for de-rigging, we pretty much reverse the process of rigging. We start by undoing the boom. So let's get the outhaul undone first. With the really easy little loop system, it's super quick to get, even if you have an adjustable outhaul or a fixed outhaul, it's really fast to undo the outhaul, so that's really convenient. We go to the front of the boom, open the boom opening, undo the line, get the boom off the mast, put it to the side. The next step is we're going to take the air out of the air cam, so we simply open the valve of the air cam, deflate the air cam. So I really recommend opening the tack pad before undoing the downhaul. So let's just pull the Velcro off. This gives the mast just a little bit more space to come out. Put your foot on top of the sail, pull the rope up, and you just release the downhaul at once. As you notice, there's no violent noises of cams popping off the mast or anything like that. It's really gentle, and now we just pull the mast out. Always take the extension out first, because as you're pulling the mast out, it may fall and damage or hurt someone. And then pull the mast all the way out of the sail. After de-rigging, for me, it's really important that you right away store the mast into its mast bag. So put both halves together and put it in your protective bag. That way you get to enjoy your mast for a long time. After that, we'll roll up the sail, and we're ready to go back home. When rolling, we might get some creases like this. We really want to take those creases out and make sure the sail is nice and flat. There we go.